Prepositions. So prepositions are very difficult to learn as there are very few rules. Most are based on collocations as we covered in reading part 4. So looking at past exam papers, I'll say prepositions are the most frequent wrong or extra word used in part 5. Sometimes you can get up to 4 or 5 prepositions in a reading part 5. So they're important to know. The most important rule to know is if you see 2 prepositions next to each other in the text, there is a high probability one of them is wrong. And I would say as high as 90%. So if you ever see 2 prepositions together, then be careful. One of them is most probably wrong. The problem is which one, but at least you have a 50-50 guess. So in the exam, you would read the following sentences. When choosing a franchise as a business option, you can to buy a license, for to use the franchise's name, and often its business process. People like this model because with of the security it offers. So the wrong answers are highlighted in red. So the extra words or the wrong words are to, for, and with. And the reason for these are as follows. To, remember, can is a modal verb. So remember your modal verbs, which ones go with to, like need to and have to, and which ones don't. So can always takes on an infinitive verb. It does not have a to. So we cannot say can to buy. Okay, so can buy. So to is an extra word. The next one, for. So here we have 2 prepositions next to each other, for and to. So as I said, 90% of the time this happens, one of them has to be wrong. So compare the sentence, license for John and license to use. So license for John is a noun, license to use is a verb. We can say license for using would be correct, but for is wrong here because we have a verb. And the last one, with. Okay, here we have a because of. So because of is a collocation, and when we use because of, it's always followed by a noun clause. Be careful of this one because sometimes they use a verb and then the of is wrong. So be careful of this in the exam. But in this example, with is used a lot in the exam. And when we use with as a preposition, always remember, or it's correct when it's followed by a person or a noun. For example, I went to the meeting with John. Okay. If there is no noun or person, then usually it is an extra word, as it is in this case. So also look at the download, the preposition collocation summary at the end of reading part 5, and also on Quizlet I've put up a lot of prepositional collocations to help you. And I'd say preposition collocations are one of the most important things to learn for the exam. That's why I've put them up on Quizlet, because you use them a lot in reading part 4 and reading part 5. And yeah, you could get up to 10 out of the 45 marks in the exam to do with a preposition or preposition collocation. So make sure you learn these. It's a good way to learn for the reading part of the exam.